If you've got a stuck oil filter that just won't budge, I've got 3 simple methods that just might help. What's up guys? My range is due for a service and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to share with you guys a couple of tips and tricks to remove stuck oil filters that I've picked up over the years from servicing my own cars. I generally think it's a good idea to service your own car rather than taking it to a shop, unless of course it's going to void your warranty, or if you're changing any safety components of the car, such as anything to do with the steering or the brakes, then it's probably best to take it to a shop. But for basic servicing, so an oil change, a filter replacement, belt replacement, or a radiator flush, there's a couple of reasons I think it makes sense to have a go yourself. The first reason is that the better you know your own vehicle, the more equipped you're going to be to deal with problems that might arise when you're out in the bush, and what better way to learn your own car but by being under the bonnet and working on it. The second reason is that you'll know that it's been done correctly and using the correct parts. Not to say that your local shop won't do the same, but it just gives me peace of mind to know exactly what's been done. And thirdly, you're going to be saving yourself a little bit of money that you can spend on more accessories for your four-wheel drive. Okay, so how do you get off a stuck oil filter? I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to show you 3 methods today, and all of which presume that you can't get that filter off by hand, because that's always going to be the most preferable way. So first up is a tool that's specifically designed for the job, and that's this oil filter wrench. So these come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. You can get them from pretty much any automotive store. This one came from Super Cheap Auto. So some of these will have a chain instead of a rubber piece, but the basic principle is the same. How they work is that when you slot this over your oil filter in your car and then begin putting pressure in the unscrew direction, this piece here is going to clamp tighter and tighter and tighter around that oil filter until it breaks free. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these because depending on where your oil filter is located, you can't always get something like that into where you need it and still have the room you need to actually unscrew the filter. So what else can we try? So next up is the method that works by far the best on my Ranger, and that's this oil filter socket adapter. So these are both brand and filter specific, so you will need to buy the correct piece for your car. So I use Ryco filters, so this is the correct adapter for me. And how this works is it literally just clips onto the back of your oil filter like a massive socket. Then on the back, there's a 1/2-inch drive, so you can connect in something like a breaker bar. So not only do these work extremely well, but they're small enough that you can pretty much poke it up to wherever your oil filter is located, and even in the trickiest of spots, you can rig together some combination of socket extensions and joints to reach wherever it's located. There is a generic version of these available too that I saw Clay from Adventure Pro and 4x4 using, and the basic principle is the same. You still clip a 1/2-inch drive in the back, but instead of being filter specific, it kind of had 3 arms that clamp down as you unscrew. It looked pretty awesome, and I'll chuck a link to his video in the description below if you want to check that out. But what if you've drained the oil and you can't get to the shops to buy one of these fancy tools? What do you do then? Well, there's one more method that uses tools pretty much everyone has at home, but it's an absolute last resort, okay? Last resort. I came across this method with my old Pajero because I literally couldn't get the filter off any other way. And basically it involves destroying the filter. So what you're gonna need is a hammer and the biggest screwdriver you've got, and basically we're gonna take the screwdriver and bash it straight through the middle of the oil filter. Then you can grab the screwdriver, top and bottom, and unscrew the filter. I have used this method a couple of times before and it does work pretty well, but just keep in mind that you're absolutely destroying that oil filter. So if you still can't get it off with a screwdriver through the middle, you no longer have the option of just filling the oil back up and taking it to a mechanic. Anyway guys, hopefully one of those methods helps you get your stuck oil filter off. If you've got any other clever ideas, chuck them in the comments below so me and everyone else can learn from them. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.